Welcome to the YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub, your one-stop solution for expert guidance, best practices, and actionable knowledge in the world of contact centers. Explore, learn, and enhance contact center skills. Welcome to this presentation on the factors affecting occupancy in a call center. In today's session, we'll break down the various operational, technological, and customer-driven elements that influence occupancy levels. From call volume patterns, staffing decisions, and service level targets to technology systems, multi-channel workloads, and customer behavior, each factor plays a critical role in shaping agent utilization and overall efficiency. By exploring these factors in detail, we'll understand how they interconnect to impact workforce productivity, service levels, and customer experience, helping leaders strike the right balance between cost control, employee well-being, and customer satisfaction. Let's begin with call volume and demand patterns, one of the most significant factors impacting occupancy in a call center. First, consider inbound call spikes. Sudden increases in call volume, often triggered by marketing campaigns, system outages, or seasonal demand, can cause occupancy levels to surge as agents stay continuously busy managing the influx. Next, there's call arrival variability. When call arrivals are unpredictable, agents experience high occupancy during peak times and idle periods when the volume drops. This imbalance makes it challenging for workforce planners to maintain both efficiency and service levels consistently. Understanding these patterns helps managers forecast demand accurately, ensuring optimal staffing levels and preventing both agent burnout and unnecessary idle time. Next, let's explore the role of staffing and workforce management in shaping occupancy levels within a call center. First, we have staffing levels. When the center is understaffed, fewer agents are available to handle calls, driving higher occupancy rates, longer queues, and increasing the risk of agent burnout as they work under constant pressure. On the other hand, overstaffing has the opposite effect. Agents remain idle for long periods, leading to lower occupancy but also higher cost per call, reducing overall cost efficiency. Another critical factor is agent attrition and absenteeism. Unexpected absences or high turnover rates place additional strain on the remaining agents, pushing their occupancy higher as they handle a disproportionate share of calls. Finally, shift scheduling accuracy plays a key role. When agent schedules are poorly aligned with actual call demand patterns, occupancy levels spike during peak hours, while agents remain underutilized during off-peak times. Managing these elements effectively ensures a balanced workload, optimal staffing efficiency, and sustainable occupancy rates that protect both productivity and employee well-being. Now, let's move on to average handle time, or AHT, and its impact on occupancy. One of the most significant drivers here is longer calls. When calls involve extended talk time and after-call work, also known as ACW, agents remain engaged for longer periods. As a result, occupancy levels rise because agents have less downtime between interactions. Another factor is call complexity. Simple queries can often be resolved quickly, but complex issues, such as technical troubleshooting or escalations, require more time and effort to handle effectively. The longer it takes to resolve these calls, the more agents remain fully occupied, increasing overall occupancy percentages. Understanding how AHT influences occupancy helps managers identify opportunities for process improvements, training, or automation to reduce handling times while maintaining service quality. Next, let's talk about service level targets, or SL goals, and how they affect occupancy. When organizations set strict SLAs, for example, answering 90% of calls within 0 seconds, it typically requires more agents to meet those targets. This leads to lower occupancy levels because agents need to be readily available at all times to maintain fast response rates. The upside is better customer experience, but it comes at the cost of higher staffing requirements. On the other hand, relaxed SL goals allow for fewer agents to handle the same volume of calls, which raises occupancy levels. While this approach may improve labor efficiency, it also carries the risk of longer queue times and potentially lower service levels if demand suddenly spikes. Finding the right balance between strict and relaxed SL goals is essential to maintain service quality without overburdening agents or inflating costs. Now, let's look at the role of call routing and technology in influencing occupancy levels. First, consider skill-based routing. When calls are directed to a small group of specialists, those agents often experience very high occupancy because they handle most of the workload, while others may have idle time if calls are not distributed evenly. Next, we have legacy telephony systems. Outdated or slow systems can create routing delays or even downtime, inflating queue times and keeping agents occupied for longer periods as customers wait to be connected. Finally, IVR complexity plays a major role. If self-service menus are poorly designed, too many calls end up being routed to live agents instead of being resolved automatically. This significantly increases occupancy levels and reduces efficiency. Modernizing routing systems and optimizing IVR flows can help balance workloads, reduce occupancy spikes, and improve both agent productivity and customer experience. Next, let's discuss multi-channel workload and its impact on occupancy. Today's contact centers rarely handle just voice calls. Many agents manage voice, chat, and email channels simultaneously. When volumes across these channels overlap, the combined workload can push total occupancy levels higher, even if each channel on its own seems manageable. Additionally, asynchronous channels, such as email or social media messages, create unique challenges. Spikes in these non-voice tasks can significantly increase occupancy, even when voice call traffic remains stable, because agents must juggle multiple interaction types with very different response expectations. Balancing channel allocation and using specialized agents or automation tools can help prevent workload overload and maintain healthy occupancy levels. Now, let's look at how operational policies and shrinkage impact occupancy in a call center. Activities such as breaks, meetings, and training sessions reduce the amount of time agents are logged in and available to take calls. As a result, during active periods, the occupancy percentage increases because fewer agents are left to handle the same call volume. Another key factor is overflow and backup policies. When there's no effective overflow routing or backup plan, call volumes get concentrated on primary agents, driving their occupancy levels higher and risking longer queues, burnout, and reduced service quality. Having clear scheduling policies and intelligent overflow routing ensures call loads are distributed fairly, keeping occupancy levels balanced and sustainable. Finally, let's look at how customer behavior influences occupancy levels in a call center. One key factor is repeat calls. When customer issues remain unresolved, callers tend to reach out multiple times for the same concern. This leads to higher call volumes, which in turn pushes occupancy rates higher as agents handle the increased workload. Another important aspect is the patience threshold of customers. When customers experience long wait times, they often require more attention and reassurance once connected to an agent. This can increase average handle times and further raise occupancy levels as agents spend more time addressing customer concerns. Understanding customer behavior patterns helps contact centers design better self-service options, improve first call resolution rates, and manage occupancy levels effectively. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights. See you in the next video.